Welcome back, everybody. It's Thursday, December 18th, 2025. It's National Roast Suckling Pig Day. So get you one and throw a pig picking. Now, if you don't know what a pig picking is, ask somebody from Cherokee County. They might be able to help you out. On today's report, I think we're down to only one famously sports-related statewide political candidate. We'll tick off the ones that have decided not to run and give you the latest on the one who stayed on. Also, updates on some conservation land, homeless camp teardowns, and LL Bean. I'm Mike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
We'll lead it off with politics. Former Alabama quarterback A.J. McCarron has decided against running for lieutenant governor after all, reports AL.com's John Sharp. Now, after this and similar testing of the political waters by ESPN sports analyst Paul Feinbaum and former Auburn men's basketball coach Bruce Pearl, we might remember the coming midterm election for all the sports figures that decided against running. McCarron might have taken political outsider to a whole new level. He reportedly hadn't even registered to vote until he was getting into the race. That leaves the lieutenant governor GOP primary field of current Alabama Secretary of State Wes Allen, current Agriculture Commissioner Rick Pate, Opelika Pastor Dean Odle, and commercial realtor Nicole Wadsworth. So, the big statewide sports-related candidate remains current U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville, who's running for governor. He's established himself in recent weeks as stoutly anti-Muslim and warning of an Islamic takeover of our country. Now, he lent his voice to a chorus of those who ultimately stopped a Muslim school from seeking to move to Hoover after 3 decades in Homewood. AL.com's Howard Koplowitz reports that this week, Tuberville went on influencer Benny Johnson's podcast and expressed his certainty that Brown University shooting victim Ella Cook was targeted because she was a Republican student leader. Said Tuberville, quote, "She was a Republican leader in the Republican Party at Brown University. You can't tell me she wasn't targeted. I would hate to miss that opportunity to say that because the consequences here are very, very fishy." Local investigators and school officials in Providence, Rhode Island, where Brown's located, have not released any information regarding a motive and do not have anyone in custody for the shooting, although they have a person of interest that they haven't identified yet. The shooting resulted in 2 deaths and 9 other injuries. Now, Tuberville's communications director posted on social media last month that, quote, "This race is already over," but at the risk of sounding overly democratic, and that's lowercase d, we'll mention that so far he's facing Ken McFeeters of Pelham in the GOP primary, as other Republicans have cleared the way for Tuberville. Former U.S. Senator Doug Jones, who lost to Tuberville big in the 20 Senate race, is the favorite to emerge from the Democratic primary. The nonprofit Conservation Fund has bought more than 10,000 acres in Alabama and Georgia and turned it over to the states for permanent wildlife protection, reports AL.com's Margaret Cates. The State Line Forest Project involves a stretch of longleaf pine forest in the Dug Down Mountain Corridor that connects the Talladega National Forest with the Paulding Forest west of Atlanta. The protected area includes nearly 45 miles of waterway. The Conservation Fund started buying up land for the state line forest in 2019. Funds largely came from the Richard King Mellon Foundation of Pennsylvania, the Alabama Forever Wild Program, and the Georgia Outdoor Stewardship Program. The city of Birmingham had another homeless camp torn down on Tuesday, drawing some public criticism, at least on social media, reports AL.com's Sarah White's Kodacheck. Workers with a crane took apart an encampment on a lot in West End. The city also announced a $1 million contribution to a new homeless shelter for Jimmy Hale Mission. Now, this comes after last week's clearing of a homeless camp in downtown Birmingham's Lynn Park. Still, city spokesperson Marie Sutton said the work is not part of a broad citywide project. Quote, when these encampments are reported and determined to be a threat to public safety and or public health, we work to get the unhoused individual resources, and then we clean the area, end quote. After the Lynn Park teardown drew criticism, Mayor Randall Woodfin made an appearance at the park to offer to help the homeless people there. Well, as preppy outdoors people everywhere know, the LL Bean brand has been around more than 100 years. Now, that's not a knock. Preppy outdoors people know it, and they own it. During the rut, the deer rut, they wear their bean boots into their climate-controlled shooting house. They have their button up with the extra padded shoulder so their Holland & Holland recoil doesn't leave a bruise, and they're not about to spill beanie weenie sauce on their ribbed crew neck. Because if you look good, then you outdoor good, you know. Well, heads up, Huntsville. You can soon drop by an LL Bean brick and mortar for your next pair of briar breeches that you could also wear to Sunday service in a pinch. Alabama's first LL Bean store will open in April at Bridge Street Town Center in Huntsville, reports AL.com's Heather Gann. It's moving into a nearly 16,000 square foot space. Well, thank y'all so much for listening. Hey, y'all leave us a rating on whatever app you use, if you can, if you haven't already. It helps put us in front of more listeners, might keep us around a little longer, and might help balance out any negative reviews from LL Bean executives that we get today. We're going to be back here in the morning. Until then, y'all come by and see us anytime you want to on the internet at al.com.